Hello everyone, and welcome to my beginner Black Desert online guide on how you can start a beginner fishing empire and start crafting thick or steel fishing rods. The maximum of contribution points you could possibly need to recreate this is about 20. However, you can opt out on some of these nodes or buildings, which will be explained later. To get the required CP, you should be quest spamming, as quests give contribution XP, which will help you get contribution points. There is also a set of quests you will need to do to be able to process ore into ingots, which is very important for this guide. The first thing to do is to head over to good old Jumpkiss at Northern Guard Camp. Here, you want to start the quest Because I Like You. This requires your gathering to be beginner 7, so you should start going around with an axe, gathering logs from ash trees so you can get ash logs. Every fishing rod requires 1 ash log to craft, so it's important to gather these. You also might want to gather rough stone, as you will later turn that into blackstone powder, an important resource in crafting. Now you want to continue down this quest chain. If you get lost, I will include a written guide in the description to help you out. Now that you've completed the quest chain and have gotten about 20 contribution points, it's time to start investing. We are going to be basing this in Velia, as the surrounding nodes have all the materials we need to craft thick and steel fishing rods. Because this is a beginner guide, Velia is also a good location, as it is the second town you discover. Plus, it has a permanent fishing hotspot for you to use your rods. Check out my BDO fishing hotspot video after this one for more information on that. First off, you should hire some workers and invest in lodging. Buy room 1-1 as a residence, so you can purchase 1-2 and 1-3 as lodging. We will also be putting a cooking utensil in room 1-1 so we can brew beer. I like to do this first, as it takes some of your energy to search for a worker, which you are able to regen passively while you perform other tasks. I would go for workers that are blue and above, but it's okay to start off with green if you do not have that much energy to spend. You want to get a grain node first, so you can start brewing beer, which fuels your workers. I chose to invest in potatoes at Bortelli Farm, as it will later help me link Velia to Haida. Next, you want to invest in the iron and copper at Coastal Cove. Copper ingots are used in crafting thick fishing rods, and iron and coal is used to make steel ingots, obviously used to craft steel fishing rods. Speaking of coal, you will need to get some of that as well. Now it is time for a long, boring run to Kepler. Because you are most likely a beginner with Kepler undiscovered on the map, it may be hard to track down. I have a hint, it's southeast of Marty's lab. You may want to invest in a mount to shorten your rise in the future. Here, try to hire a blue giant to collect coal at the Cup Quarry. You should AFK here to Kepler, or AFK here a little bit at Kepler, and then ride back to Velia with your coal. You shouldn't need too much to craft steel, just check back there once every couple days. Invest in a refinery house in Velia so you can get your workers to make blackstone powder. If you have no free workers, take one from Coastal Cove, as you should be producing more ore than you can use. However, I recommend getting another worker, as you need someone to craft fishing rods. Fishing rods can be crafted by investing in a tool workshop. Another option, if you have extra CP that is not being used on lodging, is to get Ewa's Hill, where you can send a worker to collect ash logs. With all the materials, it is time to process and craft. Let's start by crafting thick fishing rods. A thick fishing rod requires 1 ash timber, 1 copper ingot, and 3 blackstone powder. As I mentioned earlier, you can get blackstones by using your refinery. 2 rough stones are required for your workers to produce 1 blackstone powder, so get harvesting. Also, remember how I mentioned the quest earlier? Well, now that you have done them, you are able to make copper ingots through processing. Simply press L to bring up the processing menu and click on heating. Heating 5 copper ores will give you 1 or more shards, and heating 10 shards will leave you with 1 or more ingots. As you level up your processing, you can get more resources every time you process. When all the necessary supplies are collected, send your worker to craft a thick fishing rod in your tool workshop. It is a very similar process for steel. To craft a steel fishing rod, you will need 1 ash timber, 2 silver ingots, and 4 blackstone powder. To make silver ingots, you will want to bring up your processing window again. Take your iron ore and heat it into shards. Then, take the iron shards and some of your coal from Kepler and heat them together to produce steel. Once again, you can send a worker to the tool workshop to craft a fishing rod, which you can use or sell on the market for money. I hope you have enjoyed this guide on how you can make some money somewhat passively. If you want a spot to use all these fishing rods you're crafting, check out my beginner fishing guide for an AFK fishing hotspot near Velia. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Peace.